In folklore, a will-o'-the-wisp or ignis fatuus, Latin for giddy flame, plural ignis fatui, is an atmospheric ghost light seen by travelers at night, especially over bogs, swamps or marshes. The phenomenon is known in English folk belief, English folklore and much of European folklore by a variety of names, including jack-o'-lantern, friar's lantern, hinky-punk and hobby lantern, and is said to mislead travelers by resembling a flickering lamp, or lantern. In literature, will-o'-the-wisp metaphorically refers to a hope or goal that leads one on, but is impossible to reach, or something one finds strange or sinister. Will-o'-the-wisp appear in folk tales and traditional legends of numerous countries and cultures. So has anyone filmed this strange phenomenon? Letting the dog go for a walk but he didn't come back, the man looked for it with a lamp and encountered a strange scene. Recently, a video was posted on social networks that surprised many people. According to the video's owner, it was about 10 o'clock at night. As usual, he let the dog go for a walk and then let it come back on its own. But that day, waiting until 11 o'clock, he looked out into the yard and still did not see the pet dog's return. Suspecting something amiss, the man, carrying a flashlight, looked everywhere and came across a scary scene. A flickering flame, whirling around, as if someone were holding a torch swinging back and forth. But when he got closer, he was startled to find that there was no one here but him. It was exactly a flame that was flying around on its own in the air. Terrified by what was happening, the man tried to record a video for a few more seconds and then ran for his life home. When he got home, he discovered that his pet dog was waiting for him at the gate, and it looked at him with very strange eyes that made him even more scared. After the video and story were posted, people couldn't help but be bewildered by this bizarre phenomenon. Is it possible that will-o'-the-wisp really exists? If it's just phosphorus, how can it fly in circles like that? Some more videos about will-o'-the-wisp. Mysterious sparks flickered on the roof. Will-o'-the-wisp on a treetop. A man wakes up at 5 a.m. to go to the bathroom in his backyard, then he discovered a strange phenomenon. A fire flickered on a treetop. It slowly moved upwards. The strange thing was that no one was at the top of the tree, and the early morning weather was so dewy, it was impossible to create such a fire. Especially this tree is more than 100 years old, and below the tree there are many graves. The fire kept burning like that until dawn and automatically disappeared. The next day he had someone cut down this spooky tree. These strange creatures were discovered only recently, in Fresno, California, USA. Sightings of the creature began in the 1990s and have only happened a few times since. These strange creatures look like pants, but are only a few feet tall and have been seen just roaming around the area. There were only a handful of witnesses in Fresno, but they were caught on surveillance cameras, startling anyone who checked the CCTV. It is believed that the first sighting came from a security camera in 2007, hung by a man named Jose, who wanted to know why his dogs barked at night. Incredibly, security cameras showed a pair of strange creatures, only a few feet long, moving in a straight direction. They walked almost surreal on the screen, and family members realized that it was these things that caused their dogs to bark so much. The unfortunate thing about this surveillance system was that if the video were rewound, the footage would be overwritten on playback. Knowing this, Jose pulled out his video camera to record the rare footage off the monitor. His brother went outside that night. He didn't see anything but one part of their yard had tiles, and he saw footprints, small footprints. After that night, Jose was living in fear, and for 2 weeks after the incident, he refused to leave his home. The creatures are named Nightcrawlers. Neither the family nor the police could figure out what these creatures were. Soon after, the media became aware of the footage and Fresno Nightcrawlers became a phenomenon. The online community has jumped in with a number of ideas and theories, each of which is further from the truth. One of the prevailing theories about these creatures is that they are aliens. They may move like people sometimes, but analysts think they are too small and move too awkwardly to be human. Based on their appearance, they don't resemble any known terrestrial creatures either. Redditors question why they are here, as they don't seem to be stealing anything, doing anyone any harm, or abducting any person or animals. Theorists wonder if they are alien creatures here to study human life, even though they have never been seen accompanied by UFOs. One of the more interesting answers to many Nightcrawler questions actually has to do with local Native American legend. According to tribe members that live near Fresno, the Nightcrawlers are beings that have pretty much always lived on Earth, even before human beings got there. According to these myths, the Nightcrawlers have long legs that allow them to move through difficult or boggy landscapes because they are swamp world beings. Legend has it that the beings are part of our world now in order to rebuild a connection between human beings and our natural surroundings, as a sort of peace bringer. While they don't seem to have made any noticeable efforts of doing this so far, the fact that stories about them have existed for generations indicates that they might be nothing new to Fresno. In March of 2011, Yosemite National Park officials were putting up cameras in an attempt to catch trespassers that had been damaging the property. Instead, what they caught was some rather unusual footage. The security cameras again captured images of pale, small, and armless creatures, just walking down one of the park paths. Again, once the media got a hold of the footage, the Nightcrawlers were on everyone's lips once more. The creatures appeared to be the same as the ones that had shown up on the Fresno clip, and they appeared to walk and behave in the same way. The sci-fi team tried to recreate the video with many different known hoax techniques. All their attempts to recreate the footage were met with failure. In the end, they decided that the footage would be too difficult to fake, if not impossible, and that the video footage was authentic. Regardless, if they are real, they seem to have no interest in meeting people or interfering with our affairs. All reported sightings of them suggest that the two creatures are seen traveling together, implying that they are not traveling alone. Nightcrawlers are typically 2 to 4 feet, 60 to 120 centimeters, long and somewhat human-like but appear to have no arms or torso. Don't know if this video is real or not, but it's a top-notch video. People extremely wonder, why is a statue suspended and rotated in the air? It looks like it's being lifted by something. But when the videographer zoomed in, it turned out that a mantis was behind the incident, smashing statues in this area. If you haven't stopped being surprised, watch the following moment. In this video, two teenagers are filming their clay roast chicken moment. You may not know, this dish needs to put a chicken in the clay and bake until cooked, then peel the chicken out to eat. However, it is unknown whether this chicken has magic or not, but it is still alive after being in such a fire of death.
Run.
Some people even think that this chicken is the lost child of the mother of dragon in Game of Thrones, able to stay in the fire without dying. I don't know how the bird in this video got stuck in such a porcelain vase. However, its friend did an action that made everyone extremely touched. This bird does not abandon its friends, but it is ready to take the food it has worked so hard to take care of its friends. Luckily, they started figuring out how to get out of the jar intelligently. The bird outside got into the vase and pulled its friend out. This mother duck looked like she was watching over her cubs, when suddenly her owner grabbed one of her cubs. However, instead of running away, the mother duck did an action that made people feel emotional. The mother duck was confused and begged the owner to spare her baby's life. It is true that motherly love always makes people so emotional. The dog in this video doesn't know what's wrong, but his face looks sad. It turned out that his house was on fire before, but he was saved by a woman in time. This dog responded to the woman's heart with its thanks, making everyone extremely touched. I don't understand why this horse rushed into the fire, but after only a few minutes of this action, everyone was silent. Turns out it even had a whole family in it. It is true that not only humans have emotions, but normally all animals have similar emotions, because humans do not realize it. I don't understand why at midnight this goat knelt in front of the Buddha's door, as if it wanted to repent of something. We think that cats and mice are two arch enemies. However, in this video we'll show you that they can absolutely be friends. This mother hen was taking her chicks for a walk, when suddenly she encountered an enemy about to take her chicks. It did an act that made everyone admire. This eagle was beaten by the mother hen for daring to touch her chicks. Perhaps this is the last time this eagle dares to kidnap chicks. The animal in this video seems to be crossing the road too slowly, and a car is coming. Seeing this, the nearby bird urged its friend to hurry up, making everyone admire this miraculous friendship. In this video, a chimpanzee mother and daughter were tested by placing the chimp's baby near a lion. Instead of running away, this chimpanzee stayed and beat the lion to save its baby, making everyone around there extremely respect. The dog in this video doesn't know what's wrong, but it cries like a baby. It turned out that it had just learned the harsh truth that its owner had abandoned it forever. But it was taken in by an animal lifeguard. At this place, the rescuers were able to capture the dog's sad face. Fortunately, it was adopted by a benefactor. Animals have feelings and love just like humans. So love them when you can.